Hey everyone, welcome to the Wolf Den Workshop. Here's a deal I had with my brother-in-law's car there. My mother-in-law and them were at my mom's house, and I got a call that his vehicle, the steering column went out, and the vehicle was just kind of sitting here almost in the ditch. They had the brakes on, so I had to bring my Yukon over, and I always keep a 30 or 40 foot tow chain in it, and I was able to tow them up into my mom's driveway, and then we were able to push it back into this house's driveway, which is mostly vacant at the moment. But I wanted to show you the failure on this vehicle, because it's pretty unique, at least in my mind. I'd never seen this. What it is here's the steering components. This is part of your like rack and pinion steering stuff, but on the mounts, they come through the frame here, through that frame. So they're long bolts, but they completely sheared in the mounting brackets for this pump assembly. I don't think this is the pump. I think this is the gear. So the pump, these are probably high pressure lines that come to this like rack and pinion type gear that move your steering linkages. But it's interesting. I mean, it's going to be not too bad to fix. All of these bolts, they go through the bracket, so I think they could be backed out the other side with a pair of vice grips. Or you might have to drill and use easy out to get those bolts out. A bit of a hassle. I did try to take just a pair of small vice grips that I had in the car in my Yukon and see if I could get them out easy. I wasn't able to easily do it. You know, I think it's going to be a lot easier to remove that gearbox, perform the repair, and then probably just bleed the brakes after that. Workshop. So what I have here is a gearbox out of a 1997, a steering gearbox out of 1997 Chevy Blazer. What happened was this mounts to the main frame rectangle channel, and these bolts went through that, so they were pretty long bolts through the frame. Looks like one of them vibrated out, and then these two snapped. So working on extracting them. The first one was a bit of a nightmare, but I was going to document how I extract this second one. There's a few techniques we're going to be using that help. I'm not an expert by any means, and I haven't, had 100% success rate on stuff like this in the past, but I wanted to document my process. So this is snapped below. This bolt is snapped. This is a spring-loaded center punch. I'm going to use it a few times here to give me a good starting point for this drill bit so it doesn't skip around and cause me a lot of heartache and suffering here. So this is not the perfect setup to use this drill press, so it's a little difficult to hold it and operate the handle. This one I'm going to try to drill all the way through here. I can't just use the table for the drill press because it's a little too high to fit under my drill bit. But I'm going to get started here. The goal is to go nice and slow. You want to use some sort of lubricant. Here I'm using WD-40. It's not the best cutting fluid, but the main goal with using something on here is to provide cooling so you don't mess up the tip of your drill bit. Okay, I recommend some glasses or goggles or something, because these spirals will be pretty extreme and they'll go right into your eye if you give them the opportunity. I sweated those goggles up, so I'm trying to find some other glasses here. I got this face shield. I normally use this for when I'm using the angle grinder, because those discs can screw right off into your eye. Okay, so the secret with using the drill press on metal is you don't need a lot of speed. You want to go nice, slow, and steady. Oopsies. My part kicked out from me here. If you had a floor-length drill press and like vices, some drill press vices in it, you'd be a lot better off doing this operation. If you're seeing smoking, it's getting a little too hot. Now I must have done a good number on this drill bit in the first hole, because on the first hole I had some good spiraling, and now not looking too good. Kind of wandering. I think because I'm having trouble holding it. I had help on the first one, but people helping me, they went to go get some bolts to replace these because they had faith in me, I guess. So don't want to let them down, but I also don't want to drill into my threads, because that would be not good either. Okay, I'm going to try to center punch again. Get this centered up a little more. So, I mean, as you can see here, I'm struggling. This is not something for the faint of heart. And I'm not going to be a YouTube channel just going to show you how it's all fine and dandy to do this, because I don't want you to have a false sense of grandeur when you go to tackle your own projects. You can certainly end up in this type of predicament. Your best bet is to, be patient. Try to avoid doing this at all costs on a normal project, but on a project that's right out the gate, you have to do this. It's definitely a challenge. Dang it. This bed is just walking right into where I don't want it. Let's take a look. Well, that's not good, guys. My hole is just off kilter. I think I was just having too much trouble bracing this by myself, and I kind of lost track of my hole. I got this thing just coated in WD-40 from the previous hole, so not easy. Not easy. It's a struggle, guys. countering, countering, countering. Take a break. Slow down. Add some lubricant. Okay, let's see. Got a bit of a hole. Okay, gosh, that's really not good. I think I'm definitely messing this up right into the casting. My bit's kind of walking on me. Shit. Oh gosh. This is not a good one, guys. But oh yeah, you can see she's going in kind of sideways on me. Oh crappies. Alright guys, so this is a gearbox we're looking at. We're able to extract the one bolt. The other one, the thread's ripped out. So we used the proper size drill bit, drilled that out, and we cleaned both holes up with the tap. Unsuccessful removing this third bolt. So what we're going to do is just reinstall it with these two opposing bolts and pick up a new housing at some point. But with the two at these angles, it will provide a more bending moment, keep it from torquing and shearing the bolts as it did before. Okay. To get this gearbox out, what we did was it sat in the vehicle about like this. So there was one hose for the brake fluid, or for the power steering fluid we removed with a flare nut wrench. This one having trouble reaching, so we did it at the top off this hose clamp. And then this bracket connects to your steering linkages for both tires, and this shaft, spline shaft, fits into your steering column, and it was just a direct pull out. There was nothing critical, but it will be important to index the steering wheel to the proper position when you reinstall it. So this did get moved around while I was drilling these holes on the drill press. So I was going to take some playing around to get this right. But that's all for now.